We find the exact value of tangent of arcsine of -4/5 plus arccosine of 5/13. We first examine the domain of different functions. We write the scratch work in the middle. The domain of y equals arcsine of x is between -1 and 1, including the endpoints. And the domain of arccosine of x is the same. And the domain of y equals tangent of x is the set of x, such that x can be any real number and x cannot be pi over 2 plus k pi, where k can be integers. Thus, we know that the first two conditions are satisfied, and the third one, y equals tangent of x domain, we will examine later. Go back, we use the sum identity for tangent function to proceed. It equals tangent of arcsine of -4/5 plus tangent of arccosine of 5/13 over 1 minus tangent of arcsine of -4/5 times tangent of arccosine of 5/13. Rewrite our scratch work at the bottom of the page. We let arcsine of -4/5 equal alpha. Then -4/5 is the same as sine of alpha. We notice that alpha is between -pi/2 and 0, and alpha is in the fourth quadrant. We draw a right triangle to represent this situation. And instead of using alpha, we use the reference angle for alpha, which we call alpha prime. Then the y coordinate at this specific point is -4, and the hypotenuse is 5. We simply use the ratio opposite over hypotenuse. Using Pythagorean theorem, we find the adjacent side has length 3. Then tangent of arcsine of -4/5 is the same as tangent of alpha, which is -4/3. And we do the same thing for the other angle. We let arccosine of 5/13 equal beta. Then 5/13 is the same as cosine of beta. And beta is between 0 and pi over 2 or pi/2, and beta must be in the first quadrant. We draw a right triangle to represent this situation. And we don't need to write down the reference angle. We can just use beta because beta is in the first quadrant. We have 13 is the length of the hypotenuse and 5 is the length of the adjacent. Using Pythagorean theorem, 13 squared minus 5 squared, and then we take the square root of the difference, which is the same as square root of 169 minus 25. That equals square root of 144, which is 12. Thus, tangent of arccosine of 5/13 is the same as tangent of beta, which is the same as 12/5. We go back to the original problem we are solving and substitute in this information. We have -4/3 plus 12/5 over 1 minus -4/3 times 12/5. To simplify this, we multiply by 15/15. Then we have -20 plus 36 over 15 plus 48, which equals 16/63. Now we check the last condition that we mentioned. Make sure the sum of the two angles is in the domain of the tangent function. We notice that alpha must be between -pi/2 and 0, and beta must be between 0 and pi/2. The sum of these two will be in the domain of tangent. So we are all done.